The Chargers just hired Doug Nussmeier as their quarterback's coach, which is arguably the most important positional coach on this team. Now, Kellen Moore was hired as offensive coordinator last week, and it seems as though this offensive staff is just about entirely filled out, so this could be the last coaching hire of this offseason. So you may be wondering, who is Doug Nussmeier? Well, let me pull up all of this information about him, and while I do that, go ahead and like and subscribe to the video. It helps me out so much. And now, Doug Nussmeier played quarterback at Idaho and won the 1993 Walter Payton Award, throwing 33 touchdowns and leading the team to an 11-3 record. And during his last 2 seasons at Idaho, Scott Linehan was the offensive coordinator. That's an important name to remember. Doug Nussmeier was a left-handed quarterback and is one of the 5 quarterbacks in NCAA history to throw for 10,000 yards and rush for 1,000 yards. And a fun fact, one of the other quarterbacks to do that is Colin Kaepernick, who played at Nevada. He was drafted in the 4th round of the 1994 NFL Draft by the Saints and was a career backup, only seeing playing time in 8 regular season games before joining the Canadian Football League in 2000 as a member of the BC Lions. And then in 2001, he retired from playing but stayed on the BC Lions and became the quarterback's coach until the very next year when he moved to the Ottawa Renegades to become the offensive coordinator. And then in 2003, he became the quarterback's coach at Michigan State under his former college head coach and stayed there until 2006, where he became the Rams quarterback's coach under Scott Linehan for 2 seasons. Then in 2008, he became the offensive coordinator and quarterback's coach at Fresno State, and then he had the same roles at Washington from 2009 until 2011. And then in 2012, he became the offensive coordinator and quarterback's coach under Nick Saban at Alabama, where he coached A.J. McCarron to a career year, throwing the school record for touchdowns in a season with 26. Then in 2014, he became the offensive coordinator for Michigan until the head coach Brady Hoke was fired, and then moved on to Florida as the offensive coordinator from 2015 to 2017. I feel like this guy coached at basically every college in the nation. Then in 2018, he became the tight ends coach for the Cowboys under former offensive coordinator Scott Linehan. There's that name again. And when Kellen Moore became the offensive coordinator, Doug Nussmeier became the quarterback's coach in 2020 when Mike McCarthy took over, and now the Chargers have hired him as their quarterback's coach. I really like this hire. I mean, like I said, I feel like this guy coached at basically every major college football team in the nation as their offensive coordinator and quarterback's coach. I mean, he was under Nick Saban, coached A.J. McCarron to have a career year, and A.J. McCarron is not a great quarterback, but he played very well at Alabama, throwing for 26 touchdowns, which was the school record at a school like Alabama. That's a big deal. And also, it's not like this guy didn't have options. He had a lot of options. He was interviewed for the Ravens to be their offensive coordinator. He was interviewed by the University of Miami to be the offensive coordinator, and last year, he was interviewed by his former college, Idaho, to be their head coach. And then if you just look at what he has accomplished recently with the Cowboys, he made some Cowboys fans want Cooper Rush to be the starting quarterback. Really just think about that. Cooper Rush. He coached that man to look good and have a record of 4-1 in the 5 games that he played. And then when Dak Prescott actually was playing, he coached him to have the franchise record in passing touchdowns in 2021. So then if this guy was in high demand and he had some options, why is he taking the QB coach role here? Well, I think this follows basically exactly with what I've been saying in my previous videos. I think Kellen Moore is going to be a head coach next year, which means the offensive coordinator role is going to open up again for the Chargers after this season. And Doug Nussmeier is going to be over here saying, look, I was the QB coach. Look at what Justin Herbert did last season. Hire me as the next offensive coordinator. So I think everything is lining up and the staff has been filled out very nicely for the Chargers. I think Doug Nussmeier is going to be a great QB coach for Justin Herbert. He is a former quarterback. Now you have 2 former quarterbacks, Kellen Moore and Doug Nussmeier, in your offensive staff right there. That's going to be very helpful for him. As Chargers fans, let me know what you guys think of this hire. I know a lot of you guys probably didn't know who this was before this video, so let me know what you think now. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and I will see you guys next time.